Did I just catch you having fun? No money, tell them quit BreakUp.
I just want to set a disclaimer. I'm not doing this YouTube video to come on here bashing anybody. I'm not doing this YouTube video to make anybody look worse than what they already look like. And that's really it. What's going on, YouTube? It's your girl Adriana Janae, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is gonna be an updated makeup tutorial / little story time. Talk about my last relationship, the incident that has been going on and is currently still going on. And I'm not on here to bash anybody. I'm not on here to make anybody look worse than what they already look like. So I'm gonna keep it cute, keep it simple. Just talk about how a motherfucker tried me and expected me to just be bitter, hurt, miserable, anything of that sort. I don't like really doing these kind of YouTube videos, really, because like I'm not the type that's just gonna sit here and make you look bad. But see, like, this type of situation really like fucked with me because, nigga, like, you tried it. Like, you pulled some shit that nobody would never try. Like, I'm gonna give him a name. I'm not gonna say his government name. I'm not going to have it even close to where y'all can search him up, look him up, do anything like that of that sort. His name for this video is gonna be Sagittarius. And Sagittarius was on some bullshit in the end, but he was straight in the beginning. As always, they always straight in the beginning. So if you guys have watched my previous video when I said that I was the side chick and I knew about it, if y'all haven't watched that video, go watch that video before you watch this video, because if you watch that video, then you will know exactly what I'm talking about. Start this makeup tutorial in this quick little story time. Remember the name Sagittarius, that's his name. Yeah, stay tuned. And I'm using just a pencil. I like to use a pencil when I do my eyebrows. I like to make it look, I like to draw my shit on. Like, I like to make it look like it's natural. So that's what I do. However, people use the dip brows, the shit like that. But I don't really like using that. It's too dark. It's too, I don't know. I just don't like it. Now, on to this story time. Okay, so we were in a relationship for about, I want to say 4 months. But before that, originally, he was my sneaky link. Like, he was somebody that I was just really just fucking, if you want to say it like that. Like, that was just somebody, like, he was just somebody like that I didn't see myself being with, but it kind of happened that way. Like, I ended up catching feelings for him or whatever, and I kind of feel like that's what he wanted me to do. Like, in December, me and him had went to Georgia, and we was there for Christmas. And when we went there for Christmas, everything was cool. His mom was straight. Everybody was like, just happy for everybody to be around, all type of shit. So it was good vibes. When we got back to Florida, I think that's when everything kind of made like a drastic like change. Like, and I remember in a relationship, I would tell him I miss when we were in Georgia, because when he was in Georgia, it was a different him. He knew that he couldn't say and do what he wanted to do in his mom's house. He knew what he was doing. He played his cards right, and I was the one left in the blind. However, I was the one that ended up with my feelings hurt in the end. I trusted him. I did everything I could to really make him happy, and I felt like that wasn't enough. I knew when I first got with him, I knew that he had a girlfriend. But when I initially first met him, I did not know that he had a girlfriend until I was told that he had a girlfriend. Then that's when I became petty. That's when I put on the petty boots and was like, okay, because you tried me. You got my feelings involved. You did all of this just to have a girlfriend. So me and him ended up getting serious. He was telling me that we was going to move to Georgia. We was going to do all this other extra shit. And we didn't. Mind you, I still have some of my belongings in Georgia. So there's that. The minute we came back from Georgia, everything just took a drastic turn in the relationship. He became like controlling, abusive, and just like all for himself. I'm an emotional person. I'm one of those types where I don't like to be yelled at. So before I like make problems worse, or just whether if I make problems worse, I felt like it would have been a lot worse than how it really turned out. And that's what I didn't want. So I would just stay quiet and I wouldn't really express my feelings. I wouldn't do anything like that. So I want to say one day he became abusive. He was just not his regular him. Like every time he would get mad, it's just like he looked like a completely different person. Like when I tell you it was crazy scary, like it was really scary to me. But I just knew that I loved him. And that's all that I knew. That was all she wrote. It wasn't nobody gonna change my mind. Call me out my name. He would just nitpick at me. And I wasn't really feeling that. Like, that's not something that I see myself just having to deal with, if that makes sense. Like, in my head, I was still planning to leave him alone. I just didn't know the steps on what I needed to do, because I knew in the back of my head, even though I'm planning on leaving him, like, I still kind of give a fuck about him. I still kind of love him. I still, like, everything is still, like, I just don't want a person to feel like it's okay to put their hands on me, because it's not okay. I never put my hands on you. I never really disrespected you unless I was being disrespected. So I kind of really felt like you was taking my shit, my kindness for weakness. Like, you didn't give a fuck. It was all about what Sagittarius wanted. And before I lose myself or anything, like, I just felt like every time we argue, I had to get the fuck away from that situation before I ended up getting my ass beat. Like, that's what I was really, like, afraid of. Like, for a man to hit you, it's a little different than when a female do it, because you can fight a female back, but you can't fight no man. You're never going to win no battle fighting a man. It was a situation that happened between me and him, and it resulted in the police being called. The first time I called the police was because, okay, so he does promotions. He works in the club. He does all of that stuff. So that was one big issue in the relationship. I am a dancer, so it's just like, I know what girls be on in there. I also know what the promoters be on in there, and I'm not stupid. And he tried to look at me as if I was stupid because he felt like I didn't know what I was talking about. I was just assuming shit. But being a woman, if you feel it, you gonna say it. I'm not the type that's gonna hold that shit in. If it's bothering me, it's bothering me. So I felt like one particular club where I was once dancing at and he was working at, I felt like that club is what really like broke us up. Like, it started there. Like, once he got home at, like, I want to say it was about 4 o'clock in the morning, and he was with his homeboys, and he got back. He was looking for his Mustang key or whatever, and he went outside, did whatever he was doing with them. I was asleep. Like, however, before I did text him, and I told him, I was like, babe, I want some dick or whatever, and come give it to me. But he was taking forever to get home, and I'm like, okay, so I'm finna go to sleep. Mind you, I was drinking wine, I was smoking, I was just unwinding. Like, I was working at the time, so I was working at Walmart. And I woke up the next morning, and he was like, get the fuck up or some shit, or he was making a lot of noise. And when he was making a lot of noise, that's what woke me up, because I'm like, what's going on? He was like,
cause you lazy as fuck, da-da-da-da, you don't want to do shit.
Mind you, I was the only one doing shit. I was cleaning up, I was cooking, I was doing everything. I had a dog at the time. I was taking care of the dog. He didn't want to help me take care of the dog. Like, he didn't want to do anything. Like, it was all red flags, and I was ignoring it. Not really ignoring it, but it was just like, I gotta do what I gotta do. Like, this is where I want to be at, so I gotta do what I gotta do. So later that day, I just ended up texting my what am I gonna call her? That's not my friend. What am I gonna call her? I'm gonna call her Kay. So Kay texted me, and she was like, oh, Sagittarius is on the phone, he's talking shit, he's doing all this extra shit, da da da. So I was like, okay, so can you just send me an Uber to your house, and then I'll just be there in the meantime until he calmed down, because I don't want to be in no fucked up ass predicaments behind him. So I went over her house, I went and I chilled over at her house, and once I chilled at her house, he felt like I just left him, like, there. The issue was, before that, is that he didn't have no car. Kay was letting him use her car, but she needed it back. Once she said, oh, I need my car back, that's when everything just flipped the script. Like, everything just got worse. So I decided to leave the situation and just go away from him and let him calm down or whatever. He didn't like that. So that's how it resulted in him trying to burn my clothes, or text his homeboys, FaceTime his homeboys, show him that he's burning my clothes, whatever the hell. He was already texting me saying that he was going to burn my clothes. He was sending me videos, everything, all on Instagram. He was just doing the absolute most for nothing. And I was confused, because I'm like, what did I do to you? Like, I didn't do shit to you. Like, why are you coming at me like I did something to you? He told me that he was gonna beat my ass once I came back to that house, and everything, and I didn't want him to hit me. Like, what the fuck? I'm not just gonna allow you to fucking hit me. Like, I'm not about to do that. So I ended up calling the police, and when I called the police, I was like, I'm not trying to have him arrested. I'm not trying to turn the situation worse than what it already is, but I'm just trying to go get my belongings and just go back home to my mama's house. I wasn't on no police shit with him. I just wanted my shit from out of his house so I can go about my business. If you don't want to be with me, I'm not going to force you to be with me. That's just not the type of female that I am. If I love you, yeah, I love you. It's going to be hard for me to walk away. But if a person tells you that they don't want to be with you,
oh, I'm gonna go. Like, you're not gonna make me miserable. You're not gonna make me bitter. You're not gonna turn me into somebody that I'm not, because I'm not that type of person.
It was kind of weird behavior that he was doing. So once the police told me that they were gonna be there, I called my mom so my mom could come pick me up and get my clothes and everything. So we got to the house. When we got to the house, the police was already there. My mom was already there. I was in an Uber. We got there. He didn't want to give me my clothes. He told the police that there was no belongings of mine in there. So my mama, she was saying that I was there since December. Since we got back from Georgia, I was in that house with him since December. So everything that I had was at his house. So, he was telling the police that none of my stuff was in there. I was telling him I needed my shit. Like, I need all my belongings. I need everything. And he wasn't trying to give it up. So he finally went in the house and he got one bag. And when he got one bag, I'm like, where the fuck is the rest of my shit? Like, he was like, well, what you want, the dog?
Oh, I'ma get the dog.
But for you to try to hold my belongings hostage and you told me that you didn't want to be with me, I just felt like he was playing with my head at the end of the day. Like, I just felt like he was just, I don't know. That shit's toxic. I ended up going home. It was traumatic for me. Being with somebody every single day, to waking up like in a different house, with no explanation as to why. Like, I just wanted to know why. So I texted him. I was like, I'm finna come over. I want to talk to you. I just need answers. I get there. The first time I get there, the doors was locked. Okay, cool. So I left. Okay. The second time I get there is when the door was unlocked. So I went in there. He was asleep. I was calling his name. I was like, Sagittarius. But obviously I was saying his real name. I was trying to wake him up. He was like, bro, what the fuck? What you doing here? And I was telling him, I was like, bro, I just told you that I was coming. So he was like, leave. Like, why are you here? So I'm like, okay, mind you, I got an Uber there. This is like 3, 4, maybe 5 o'clock in the morning. So he ends up telling me to go to the guest house. So I went to the guest house and I was up for a little bit. Then I went to sleep. Everything was cool. Everything was fine. He woke up and he was like, you gonna find you somewhere to go. I don't want you here. And when he said that, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I just told you I was coming over here to talk. What's the issue? Like, like, I'm not coming here to fight you. I'm not coming here to start anything. I just felt like being in a domestic violence relationship, I just really wanted answers as to why. Like, why did you do that to me? Like, I was nothing but good to you. Yeah, we had our flaws, but our relationship don't have their flaws. He ends up leaving or whatever, and that was that. Once he left, I started cleaning up. I kicked back into gear. Like, I'm back home. Okay, cool. I'm kicking into gear. I'm finna go cook. I'm finna clean. I'm finna do everything. Let me just be the perfect girlfriend. Like, maybe it was me that fucked up. So I started feeling bad. Like, damn, it was me. Maybe I did fuck up. Like, it was my fault. And I was just trying to keep my face clean with him. So he ends up coming back that night. I was just chilling. I had my puppy. I was at peace. Like, I was back to where I wanted to be at. Later that night, he came in drunk. Not really drunk, but, like, I don't know. He tells me that he don't be drunk, but I know. Like, you're not finna be out in the club all night and you not drinking nothing. Come on now. Like, it's the strip club. I'm not stupid. I know what goes on in the strip club. So that resulted in him texting me, telling me to come fuck him or come suck his dick or come do whatever the fuck. And when I went over there,
I need a glass of wine.
had to give me some wine to calm my nerves and relax a little bit. It's just really a sensitive topic, a sensitive subject, and I'm still going through it. So it's like, I could do this video, but I can't really do it like sober. Like, that night when he got back from the club, he asked me to come back over to the house and to come fuck him or whatever. And when I went over there, he wanted me to have sex with him or whatever. So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, well, if this is what we gonna do, then this is what we gonna do. If this is what I gotta do, this is what I gotta do. Like, my biggest thing is that I really, 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 really fucking loved him. Like, I would do anything, really, to make him happy, see him smile. Just, I wanted everything to go back to how it was. Like, I didn't think that he was going to hurt me. I didn't think that he was going to do anything, which is why I went back. He took it upon himself. Everything was going good. We was doing the do or whatever the fuck. And then he decides to try to stick it in my ass. And I'm like,
what the fuck is you doing?
was on top of me. You know how when you laying down on your stomach, how the female is supposed to lay down on their stomach and you put a pillow up under them and just to tote their ass up a little bit? That's how I was laying. So he had it in my pussy before, but that just wasn't enough for him. So he took it upon himself to force me to try anal. Like, I was traumatized. When I tell you traumatized, like, I was over it. Like, when I tell you over it, like, that shit hurts. Like, I was not prepared to try anything like that. So I'm telling him to stop. It wasn't rape because I knew what the fuck I was doing. So before anybody tried to say, oh, that's rape, it wasn't, because I knew what I was doing. However, the shit just fucking hurted. Like, the shit hurted so bad, and all I could remember was telling him to stop. He wouldn't stop. So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, this motherfucker's trying to punish me. Like, I really did some shit that, like, I wasn't supposed to do. So I ended up taking the shit, but I left right after that. Like, I told him I was getting the fuck up out of here. Like, I didn't know, like, he was gonna do no shit like that. Like, I didn't. So I goes back over to the guest house, and now I'm finna go to sleep. I light my blunt. It was like a little clip left. I lit the clip up, and I was smoking. He told me to come back over there. I kind of hesitated on going back over there because I knew he was finna try to do some shit again. Like, he wanted to do it again. So I hesitated. I told him that I was over there washing the clothes, which I initially was. I was just putting the clothes that was in the washing machine in the dryer. So he told me, fuck it, never mind. He didn't want me to come back over there or whatever the fuck. But I'm like, okay, are you sure you don't want me to come back over there? Like, I don't know. Like, I was asking him because, again, I didn't want him to be mad at me. Like, I just was trying to resolve the issue and get the shit over with. Like, so I ended up going back over there for the second time. And when I went over there, we did it again. He decided to try anal again. The shit still hurted. Like, I ended up telling him, like, bruh, like, no. So I ended up going to sleep. I went back over to the guest house. I ended up going to sleep. This was the night his mom was coming in from Georgia. And when she came in from Georgia, they were, his mom, his grandmother were sleeping in the main house. So he came over to the guest house while I'm finna go to sleep and was like, my mom and my grandmother's finna pull in. I'm finna come over here and go to sleep. Mind you, it was 2 air mattresses in the guest room, in the guest house, and it was a couch that pulled out a bed. I was on the couch. So he got on the air mattress, and when he got on the air mattress, we just went to sleep. It was what it was. We watched a movie or whatever the fuck, and we went to sleep. In my head, I'm thinking, okay, the problem is resolved. It is what it is. Like, that was what it was. We woke up the next morning, and he do what he always do. It's like a morning routine. He gonna go take it. He gonna go. I'm gonna say it how he said. I ain't gonna put his business out, but he gonna go sit on that motherfucking throne, and he gonna think of some master plans. He gonna handle his business. It is what it is. So he ends up leaving. His mom was there at the time, so I was just chilling with his mom. I was just around her. I really didn't want to be around him. I didn't want to overcrowd him and overwhelm him with me being around him, and so I just stayed with her all day. The tow trucks were coming to pick up the Chargers that was in the yard, so she needed him to come move the Mustang from behind the Chargers so they could, you know, move the shit, get the shit out the way or whatever. They end up selling the cars to the tow people or to the junkyard or whatever, and once they did that, his mom tried to try him with fucking $200 and something, and he wasn't feeling that shit. So he ends up getting mad. I'm not going to go into detail about that because that's not my business. That wasn't my issue. My issue was he was leading me on. I was there, and we were supposed to be fixing us. However, the shit ended up not going that way. The next day, his mom had ended up going to the grocery store before they went back to Georgia. We ended up getting food for the house. We ended up doing a lot of other shit, which I'm very, 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 very thankful for. However, he didn't come home that night. So he was like, I texted him. I was like, damn, you didn't come back? Like, what the fuck? Like, I know you fucking lying. And so he told me that me and my mom, well, you and my mom was on bullshit, and I didn't want to be around y'all. How the fuck was I on bullshit? Because you didn't come home. I was texting you. I was calling you. I was doing everything. That was my place. What the fuck do you want me to just eat that shit? Like, no. I'm not Kay. I'm not going to just sit around and just be that type of female. You not going to try me like that. Nigga, where the fuck is you at? Why you not at home? We was on bad terms at that point. So before his mom left, I was with her all day. I was just around them. I was around them all the way up until the point where they said that they were going to go back to Georgia. They was finna hit the road or whatever. That night, he didn't come home. So the next day is when shit started to hit the fan. That was the time where I was my most scared in that relationship. Like, petrified. I didn't think that he was going to do what he did, and he did. Like, he did that. Like, this shit is a fucking sensitive ass subject. I don't even know why the fuck I'm doing this shit. Black SUV pulls up outside. I don't know exactly who was in that car, but I knew it was a female. I woke up, first of all, because I heard him. He wasn't in the fucking guest house. He was in the main house. I heard him moving shit around in the house. Doing shit, just making noise, all type of shit. Like, so I get up. I'm like, okay, so it must be time to get the fuck up. Like, he didn't have me on no goddamn sleep schedule. It wasn't that bad. But it's just like, okay, so baby's woke. Let me get up. Let me go. Let's do the right thing today. Let's just make shit better. So I goes outside. I go to walk the dog and take her out. I see a black SUV in the driveway.
So I'm like, who the fuck is that?
I never seen that car, ever. Like, ever. Like, ever. So my reaction was, it was a bitch in that car. So to hold him up, I'm like, let me buy some weed from you. Let me Let me get some edibles. Let me get something, because I need answers. I'm waiting on this bitch to make the wrong move, say the wrong thing, do the wrong thing, say anything wrong. Period. I got the weed from him. I did everything that I said I was going to do. He ends up leaving. I'm watching out so at this time, I'm in the guest house. My puppy was in the guest house. So I went over there. I got her, and I was peeping out the guest window. Like, the guest house has 2 windows, like, to where you could see who's in the yard. So once I looked and I seen that he was putting his book bag or whatever in the back seat and getting in on the passenger side, I automatically knew that it was a female in that car. Now, mind you, I didn't say nothing right then, which I know I should have, but I didn't say nothing right then. I waited until he pulled off, and I ends up sending him pictures of his underwear. You want to play with me and nigga, your shit look like this? He's explaining himself. Like, I don't know. He was just really explaining himself. And I really wasn't trying to hear that shit. Like, at this point, nigga, you just tried me. Like, it's a whole bitch in my face. Like, I texted him. I was like, oh, your new girlfriend car cute? He hit me with that thank you. Okay, that's what pissed me off. Because now, bitch, you being funny, and I ain't feeling that. That resulted in me just sending him the pictures of his underwear. Like, nigga, you a dirty ass nigga. Like, you got me fucked up. You think this shit is cute? You think it's okay? Like, it's not okay. So, once I did that, he was like, so you gonna keep fucking trying me. You gonna keep playing with me. You gonna keep playing with me. Keep playing with me. First of all, I'm not the one that was playing with you. You was playing with me. Don't try to flip that shit. Don't. So, he came back to the house, and I watched him pull up. Mind you, at this time, I'm on the phone with his mother. And when I was on the phone with his mom, I was just explaining what the fuck was going on. She tried to hit me with that, oh, y'all wasn't together. Bitch, we was together. What the fuck you mean we wasn't together? Why did you even give me permission to come back to this motherfucking house if we wasn't together? Oh, okay. That's a different story time, though. So, he ends up coming to the house. I was on the phone with his mama, and she told me to lock all the doors. When she told me to lock all the doors, I locked every single last door to that house. Like, I was not trying to get beat on. I wasn't trying to do anything. But I can honestly say in that situation, I did kind of provoke him. But I had a damn good reason to provoke him. Like, that shit really, like, fucked with me. Like, nigga, you was just fucking me the night before. I know you lying. This man ends up, he was banging on the door, trying to kick each door in. None of the doors got broken into except for one, which was in the back of the house. So the wood is kind of like chipped to where like you could tell a motherfucker done broke into the house. So once he did that, the girl, whoever the hell he was with, was just sitting in the parking lot, and just, she was, I don't know what the fuck she was doing. I don't know what she was talking about. I don't know. So he ends up coming in there. He broke into the house. I ended up running into where his grandmother's room was. That's where I ran at, and I shut the door. So when I ran in there, I'm still on the phone with his mama. All she hear is me getting beat on, kicked, stumped, everything. Then she hear my phone. When she heard my phone, like, my phone was broke. It's completely damaged. If I was at home, I would show my phone. Matter of fact, I would put a picture of my phone right there. All I know is I got my ass beat in. All I know is my phone was broke. I got my ass beat, and I didn't have no way to call nobody. No way whatsoever to call nobody. He ends up telling me to
shut the fuck up, bitch, lay there and die.
And I ended up finding my Android phone, which was like my backup phone, because I know, like, I don't always be wanting to talk on my main phone. Like, I don't be wanting to talk to no motherfucker about it. I don't want nobody having my real number. So I will use that phone to do all of my work and do everything that I had to do with doing makeup, doing just YouTube videos, doing all types of shit. So I had that phone for a specific reason. When he broke my phone, it was just like, damn, nigga, you really just left me here with nothing. Like, nothing. I didn't have no internet. I didn't have no cable. I didn't have a bed. to sleep in. Yeah, I had air mattresses, but that's not a real bed. I didn't have food. I didn't have anything. Like, you just left me there with an ass whooping and for dead. Like, you wanted me to die. Like, I ends up walking to the gas station. The gas station is like, once you leave out the house, it's like a long-ass driveway that you got to walk down, and then you got to make that right. And when you make that right, you got to keep going straight, and it's to the right. Walk to the gas station, end up getting your charger. I seen a police officer drive past me. Okay, I wasn't really putting two and two together. So then I see another police officer ride past me. So I'm like, okay, let me take my ass back to the house, because clearly something is going the fuck on. Like, let me take my ass back there. So I ended up going back to the house. When I went back to the house, the police was there. They was like, hey, are you Adriana? I got a call saying that you were being beat on in a domestic issue. Like, what's going on? So I ended up explaining to them what happened, telling them, okay, it's not a big deal. You don't have to do anything. At this time, I don't know who called the police. Like, I don't know what was really said. So I don't know shit. So they asking me, what are these scratches on my body? Can I take a picture of these scratches? And I'm like, I don't want to tell them no, because, like, what else am I going to do? Like, I don't know. I just didn't want to see him in jail or anything. So my biggest focus was to tell him that the police was called. Don't call the police. Don't make it worse. Like, don't do anything. Like, I'm trying to protect him at this point. Like, I didn't want him to go to jail. I did not want to see him. I don't want to see nobody dead or in jail. That's facts. I ended up going back to the store, but I said, bitch, I'm not walking to no store. He left me the goddamn keys here to this Mustang. Oh, this bitch finna get drove today. So that's how I was able to contact people. I went over to the Walmart across the street, and I was able to charge my phone. I was able to use their Wi-Fi. I was able to reach out to just anybody. Like, anybody, please come get me from this situation. Like, somebody just come get me. Like, I'm over it at this point. So once that happened, that's when he got back to the house. I guess supposedly he texted his mom and was like, Mom, do you think I should go check on the house, because I don't know what she got going on? So he comes back to the house, and when he came back to the house, he was trying to report his Mustang stolen. And when he tried to report his Mustang stolen, police was like, oh, this the man right here that was beating on Adriana. Like, that's him right there. So they arrested him. So they didn't really give a fuck about the car. They didn't. Like, so they took him to jail. And now here I am, all feeling bad and shit. Like, what the fuck just happened? Mind you, I'm thinking his mama called, because that's who I was last on the phone with. I'm thinking his mama called the police to get help. Like, I did not think that she was going to call my mama. I knew my mama was going to call the police, because my mama stayed an hour away. So I just didn't know what was really going on. So I'm thinking, I'm going off based on my emotions. So I started fucking up that house. Once I got wind that my stepdaddy was coming to pick me up, I fucked up that whole house. It was oil, Gatorade, all types of shit. The car that you tried to say I stole, it got wrote on with purple crayon, all types of shit. Like, nigga, you're not going to hurt me, and I'm not going to get no type of revenge from this shit. Like, I'm not going to call the police on you. I did not call the police on you. Both times that the police was called, I called the police so they could escort me to get my shit out that house without getting my ass beat. And the second time, my mama called the police. I did not. Adriana Janae did not call no police on nobody. After that, now we're separated. We're not really talking. We're not really, like, I don't want to say that we not on good terms. I don't want to say that we just hate each other. I don't know what the fuck this shit is anymore. But it's just like, I just wanted to get away from that situation. I wanted both of us to have a chance to grow from the situation and not really be on no bullshit. I'm really kind of traumatized about the situation. I'm really kind of like still in my feelings about the situation, my biggest thing was I don't want him to ever think or feel like I was going to call the police on him, or I was the one that called the police on him. Like, I wasn't. Like, and that's on everything I love. Like, I don't play those type of games because I know that I was still going back. I know I was still going to go back. I knew that. So, why would I be the one to call the police? I was just trying to get some kind of help, like somebody. Like, I don't know. I get all of these questions like, do y'all still talk? Do y'all still what's going on right now? Right now, I just have him on my Instagram, but I have his backup page. I don't have his main Instagram account. We talk every now and then when it's just like on close friends on Instagram or and shit like that, but have I seen him in person since the incident? No. Do I want to see him in person after the incident? No. I just want him to hear my side of the story before we actually link up in person, because I don't want him to feel like I was on police games. I know the kind of lifestyle he lived, and I know for a fact that he'd be gone. So I didn't want nobody to get arrested. Like, I knew what I was doing. I just wanted him, and I wasn't taking nothing less but him. Like, I wanted him. Like, nigga, what? I lowered my motherfucking guard down for you, and nigga, this is how you gonna do me? So, we talk sometimes. It's not really a full conversation. I honestly feel like he's almost afraid to say anything to me, if that makes sense. But it's like, what the fuck are you afraid of? I ain't the one that called the police on you. The motherfucker that you loved the most, which was my mama, she called the police. I didn't call the police. I didn't want to see you in jail because I knew I was coming back. Why the fuck would I put you in jail? Damn, that's longer time without you. Shit, what? So, why would I call the police? So, after that, I just really don't know where we stand. Like, right now, we'll talk, we'll tell each other, like, well, I tell him that I love him. He told me that one time, but I don't believe it. But he told me that he loved me and I'm still his wife or whatever. He just don't trust me. And I'm like, what the fuck you don't trust me with? If anybody shouldn't be trusting a motherfucker, it should be me not trusting you. But here I am trying to understand what the fuck is really going on. Like, so while I'm just, I don't know, that man puts me deep down in my feelings. Like, he controls my brain in a way. Like, it's fucked up. Like, he really do. Like, he really controls my brain. Because if he's mad at me, which he know this, when he's mad at me, I'm mad at everybody else. Like, but it sounds bad when I say that he controls my brain, but it's just like, I don't know. I love the fuck out of that man. Like, as soon as I drop my guard and I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna be with you, only you. I don't want to do none of the whole shit I used to do. I don't want to, be in that lifestyle no more. I just wanted to actually settle down. Like, I wasn't really trying to hurt him. I wasn't trying to do anything of that sort. My mama was the one that wanted him in jail because he would text her and tell her that he was going to either kill me or beat me to death or just beat on me, period. So he was the one texting her and telling her these things. So all I could say was, it wasn't me, buddy. It wasn't. Trust me. Dead ass. I don't have no reason to call the police on you, especially if I know I'm going to keep coming back. It's me that's still keeping the case going. Now, that is me. But me calling the police, not happening. Like, they calling me, I have to answer to the state attorney. Like, I can't just not answer the phone. What I'm going to not answer the phone for? I don't get it. I was the one going through the shit, so I got to be an adult and handle the shit. But am I still going to keep the charges alive? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Charges are definitely getting dropped. I just don't want to see nobody hurt, dead, or in jail. Like, I don't. So, currently, the charges will be dropped. I don't want to see him in jail. I don't. He just got to do better. He got to fix himself. And I don't want no white-ass man trying to change him for me, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know. But I definitely don't want him in jail. I don't want to see him in jail. I don't want to see him on probation. I don't want him to have any felony charges. I don't want anything. I want the best for you. Want to know why? Because you deserve it. You do. For real. And that's no shade. That's not me being funny. You deserve happiness. Because if you're happy, I know this about you. When you're happy, nothing else really even matters. But when you're happy, you're happy. Everybody else around you is happy. So I want you to be happy. That way you can feed off that good energy. Like, come on now, bro. I know you got a good side to you. I know you do. And that's what fucks me up the most, because I know that you could be a soft, cuddly teddy bear. Like, you just got all of these fucking emotions and all of this shit that you going through. Like, you can't react like that towards people that you really love. You can't. That shit it's gonna end bad. And I don't want it to end bad between me and you. That's why I had to get away from you. I needed a woosah moment. I needed to really take consideration of myself, because being with you, it was fun. When it was fun, boy, that shit was fun. Like, but when it was bad, I hated you. I did. When that relationship got bad, I hated you, boy. I hated your fucking guts, boy. I did. And it's crazy because I went from loving you to hating you, and all within 2 days. So, to answer anybody's question, it wasn't me that called the police on him. Are the charges going to stay active? No. Should they stay active? Everybody's telling me they should stay active, but I'm not even going to do them like that. Like, I don't have that kind of heart. But you will feel me. You are. You're going to feel me. Because I would never do you like that. Put the shoe on the other foot. If I was the one beating your ass, what would you do? Like, seriously. What would you do? Those is just questions that I be wanting to ask. Like, if the shoe was on the other foot, what would you do? Get somebody to beat my ass, or would you call the police? How was I going to get somebody to beat your ass if I'm not even from Florida? Who the fuck am I going to call? Why would I call the next nigga to come defend me?
Then it's going to be a fucking shootout. I know you lying. Then I'm be in jail. We both going to be in jail. All three of us.
It's a no. Like, all I wanted for you was to get your shit together while I'm getting my shit together. I was working. I was holding the fort down. Why you couldn't help me hold the fort down? It was just a lot. Like, you couldn't help me but wanted me to help you. It just don't make sense. Make it make sense to me. And I know this little story time, this updated makeup tutorial, it's kind of like it's all over the place. But my main focus was to really tell this story and prevent other females from making my choice, because it's not okay to go back. It's not okay to keep going back. It's not okay to keep allowing a man to hurt you. It's not okay. And the minute you see that first red flag, I feel like you should go as a woman. However, when you're going through something like that with somebody that you really love, it could be hard. But my advice, don't go back. Like, it's hard. It's gonna be hard. Like, I'm still going through it. It's so hard. Like, and it doesn't help that I have him on my social media. Like, it doesn't help at all. It's like I'm watching you have this life, but you telling me one thing, and you expecting me just to believe it when I'm watching you have this other life with this other person. And funny thing is, it's the same motherfucker that you left her to come be with me. So now I know that this is just the thing that you do. This is what you do. Like, you go back to your exes, you go back to your baby mamas, you go back to motherfuckers that already done had you and that's used to you. And that's what's fucked up to me. Like, I don't know. Do I love you? I still got love for you. You just won't hurt me the way that you have hurt me previously. I deserve more. I deserve better. I know my worth, and you're not going to take that from me. I'm not bitter. I'm not miserable. I'm straight. Like, I just feel like you didn't love me the way you said you did. And that's what's fucked up to me, because I was single for 3 years. I didn't have no issues. I didn't want to be in a relationship. Like, I held my guard up for so long. That was the longest I done held my guard up. And you took that from me. That'll be the last thing you take from me. Like, I was dead ass getting my ass beat. Not really the whole time, but like the whole time. Like, it felt like forever. Being in that situation, getting beat on, it feels like it's never gonna end. And when it did end, I was fucking heartbroken. Like, I didn't think that a person could ever do that to me. I didn't think that could happen to me. That's not something that I wake up every day and be like, oh, let me think about getting my ass beat today. Like, I wasn't thinking about that. I don't want nobody to bash him. I don't want nobody to talk shit about him. That's why I did not say his name. I'm not going to tag his Instagram. I'm not going to make it seem like worse than what it is. Like, I've said that. That was my disclaimer at the beginning of the video. I don't want nobody to bash him. If karma's gonna work, karma's gonna work, love. Like, I'm not gonna waste my time and block my blessings because a motherfucker tried me. I'm not doing that. So that's it for this video. It may be a part 2. Part 2 may have more screenshots, more anything that y'all interested in seeing. Drop a comment down below if you've been in this situation, if you had this kind of incident go on and you didn't know how to leave, how to walk away from the situation. And one thing that I will say, don't ever let a man have to tell you more than once that he don't want to be with you. If he's telling your peoples that and not you, believe that shit. Walk the fuck away. For real. No female deserves that type of toxic energy. Like, especially if you're trying to change. It's hard to change when you got negative energy walking behind you. So I'll be dropping part 2 soon. That's not really it. in the video, I'm just trying not to really say everything about what happened, because again, I don't want nobody to be bashed, but I felt like I needed to talk about it. I needed to voice it, because if I didn't, I was going to keep holding it in, and I don't want to hold this in, because this is toxic. This is bullshit. It has to come out. I'm finna finish doing my makeup on camera. Enjoy the little instrumental, the music or whatever while I do my makeup or finish my makeup. I just have to set my under eye and the concealer that I put on my face. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna hop back in and I'm gonna close the video out. All right, y'all, so I'm back. I got my Sache Buttercup setting powder, and now I'm about to apply some under my eyes, on my nose a little bit, on my Cupid's bow, and my chinny chin chin. And I love this setting powder, like I really do. And I don't know about y'all, but I like to bake a lot. When I say bake a lot, because one thing I hate is when I'm out and about and I have an oily face. My skin is already oily, so I try to use products that's like gonna matte my skin and like prevent it from being oily. So, but that's just me. I may be using too much product. I don't give a damn. I'll buy it again. But I'm learning, and I'm trying to perfect my craft and still try to give you guys content. So that's just what I do. It looked like I just did a whole line of coat. I had to wipe that off a little bit. But that's that. I just set under my eyes and everything, and now I'm gonna do my contour. And once I do my contour, I'm gonna hop back in. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit more tea, updates, social media, all type of shit, like what I got going on in my day-to-day life, and let you guys know my YouTube schedule, when I'm planning on uploading, and the kind of content that I'm gonna do. This video may be a little bit close to an hour or over an hour, but bear with me. Yeah, so let's get right into this contour. And this is my everyday makeup look. This is not something that I would like do if I was going out, or if I had something actually planned. This is just what I do when I just want a natural face, and I don't want no eyeshadows. I don't want none of that. I just want to be a little bit enhanced. Yeah. So that's this look. Later on, if I do decide to go anywhere, that's when I'll go back in and add my eyeshadows. But until then, baby, guess what I'm gonna do? This look. I just wanted to do a little something in this video. That way I'm just not here talking, boring y'all. So I just decided to do my makeup, do a little everyday look. At this point, I think Puff should sponsor me, because I have one of these every day and would, and don't give a fuck. And before you apply your lipstick and your lip gloss, this is what it will look like. I'm gonna go in with my nude lipstick to color in, and then I'll apply my lip gloss, and then I'm gonna do my lashes, my mascara and everything, and then I'll come back in once I apply my lashes, and show you guys how to do my mascara, my under eyes, and everything like that. So I'm finna do that and I'll come back in. And sometimes, depending on how I feel, I either keep it like that or I'll go in and I'll add lip gloss. However, today I'm in like a glossy mood, so I'll just do my lip gloss on top of this and then blend it a little bit more, and then it'll be done. We're closing out this video, and I also want to say thank y'all before the video ends. Thank you guys for watching this, understanding me, being there with me, being patient with me throughout my YouTube journey. I'm just really trying to handle real life situations before I decide to give you guys my all, because I don't want to half-ass do it. But as of right now, I have to pop in and pop out because I still have other adulting situations that I have to take care of until I can actually be comfortable with vlogging or doing pranks or doing beauty or doing anything. I have to focus on me first, and I don't want to sound selfish, but I'll come first. I can't give you guys the content that you want if I'm going through something myself. So thank you guys for being so patient with me, and I really, 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 really do appreciate it. Okay, so now that I got my lashes on, it took me a little bit of time. That's really why I don't like to do my lashes on camera, because it takes 10 fucking years for me to know how to put the shit on camera. It's just gonna be hard trying to do the shit on camera. So now I'm gonna do my bottom lash. I thought about it. I'm not gonna do no eyeliner under my eyes because it's not really, I'm not trying to do the most, but just give off my everyday look. Usually I would just outline I would outline my under eye, my waterline. I'm gonna set it with the setting spray, add my lip gloss, and then I'm coming back with the YouTube handles. So now guys, I'm gonna go back with my Kat Von D, and this one is called Lock It. This isn't my favorite setting spray, however I do have the Iconic London. I love this one only because it's really pretty. Look at it. So that's the one I really use, but I'm gonna use this one today because I be tired of using that one. I literally use that every day. So spray, and then that's that. Off camera, I did kind of throw me some earrings in. I got these from Ross. My little Juicy Couture earrings. They were cute, so I got them. So pretty. Now I'm going to put my lip gloss on. Like this video, subscribe, comment, let me know what you guys think down below. And once you guys do that, hit me up on Instagram. It's official.taylor_official.taayl.taayllorr_. I'm also on TikTok, I'm also on Snapchat, I'm also on Tag, Twitch, all of that. So feel free to interact with me. I'm not a stranger. I'm not gonna act like one either. Like, I'm just gonna keep it real with y'all, and I'm just gonna tell y'all what it is and what it ain't. And regardless if y'all respect that or not, y'all have the option to dislike or like the video or keep it moving. Like, don't come on here with no negative energy. Don't come on here with no bad vibes. I'm not the type of person. However, I'm just here to deliver you guys the content that you guys want. My name is Eldriana Janae, and I am checking out. Peace.